I am an EMDR therapist who is so passionate about helping people figure out why do people behave the way that they do. And it's really important, especially when those behaviors don't seem to make sense to us. So today we're going to talk about a topic that is really crucial to understanding relationships, abusive, emotional behaviors, and it's actually pretty widely misunderstood. In social media feeds, I see it said all the time, and it's actually oftentimes misrepresented. And that's the topic of gaslighting. And we're going to talk about other toxic forms of emotional abuse in relationships as well. So if you feel like you understand what gaslighting is, I hope that you watch this so that you can clarify the definition and actually know when it's happening, because a lot of times we are pinning that word on each other when it's not actually true. But ultimately, if someone is gaslighting you, these behaviors can erode trust, erode self-esteem, our overall mental health, and can really leave traumatic scars in us if we are in a relationship for a long time where that behavior is done over and over again. So if you've ever felt confused or doubted your own reality or struggled with toxic dynamics in conflict, this episode will be for you. And if you know someone else that this will likely resonate with, I really encourage you to share this with them, because the more we know, the more we can empower ourselves with allowing for changes in our relationships and in our lives. So let's get started. First of all, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation. The function of this is the person or the group, sometimes it's done in a large group, makes someone question their own reality, their own memories, their own perceptions. And it's a really manipulative tactic. It's often used to gain power and control over someone that they want to victimize. So let me give you some examples of gaslighting. This might look like denying events that a victim clearly remembers. And they might say, that never happened. Or this is perhaps dismissing the victim's feelings or perceptions, saying something like, you're being too sensitive, or everything bothers you, or everything makes you raw. That would be a classic form of gaslighting. Another thing that's common would be twisting facts to make the person doubt their own sanity. You're imagining things. This is not what I'm doing. You're paranoid, or name calling, or things like that, especially when the thing that the person is fearful about or talking about is actually happening. Gaslighting can make you feel confused. It can make you anxious, and it really makes you question and trust your own judgment. And it's important to think about these tactics and understand that they are forms of emotional abuse. These are not things that you do to someone that you're not trying to coerce or control, which is not a loving behavior. It's not even a slightly respectful behavior. So if you're someone who does this, it's a really good opportunity to check yourself and really look at yourself and figure out, what is it that I'm trying to gain? But if you're someone that this happens to, I hope that you can continue to listen and figure out ways that you can address gaslighting if it's happening to you in a healthy way. And so really, we have to learn how to be assertive, and we have to be poignant and profound with our responses when someone does this to us. And so I'm going to share with you a few strategies. I think the first thing we have to think about is we need to trust our feelings and our perceptions. If something feels off for you, it probably is. This is where you trust your gut. Maybe if you're doubting yourself, you want to keep a record of things.